Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Sooraj Matta and I'm a YouTuber. So if you watch me for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. So welcome to the first episode of my brand new show, the Wannabe show. So yeah, you can call this a podcast, you can call this a talk show, or you can call this anything you want. But for me, this is a show where I want to talk about a lot of things. I want to know a lot of things from a lot of interesting people. So if you're interested, please join me and watch this till the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can listen to this on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher Radio. So, on this show, I'm gonna get a lot of interesting people who you might have seen on Instagram or YouTube. So, I'm gonna bring them on this show and talk about a lot of interesting things. So, please hit that subscribe button. So, for the first episode of the Wannabe show, I thought let me pick up topic where I'm really interested, and a lot of boys are really interested. The topic is women. So they're the most fascinating humans, aren't they? So let's get to know women, and I have a guest on the first episode of the Wannabe show. So guys, meet Shreya Vishwani. She's a reporter at Humans of Hyderabad and a content creator and a dancer. So check her Instagram out and Twitter also. Follow her there. I'll leave a link in the description. So what is up? How are you?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Sooraj, for having me. I think that's very sweet of you to introduce me like that. I am doing well. I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for tuning in. Um, I hope you take something back out of this little conversation that we have.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry that I made you dress up in this lockdown. I just hope
Honestly,
that you
it's
don't
a
regret it.
no. It's a relief to sort of dress up. I am taking the smallest opportunity available to dress up because, like, going to college every day and dressing up every day was, something. But these days, there's absolutely nothing. Like, it's so
Yeah,
discouraging to not do anything all day. So dressing up is one thing I enjoy doing, and I'm glad I had to do it for this.
yeah. So today we're gonna talk about women. I've already told you this.
Mhm.
So women have always been a fascination for me because even though I have two in my house,
Mhm.
they are very interesting. Like everybody is different. Each woman is like different.
Yeah, I want to stop you right there and tell you that it's not every woman who is different. I think every person, every individual, irrespective of their gender, their background, their caste, their religion, no matter what, we're all different. You could be sisters, right, from the same family, same background, same, bringing up, and still be extremely different. You can be a brother and a sister and still be extremely different. You could identify yourself as gender binary and you could still be different from every other person who identifies themselves as gender binary. So I genuinely don't think that it's a matter of whether you're a
Sure,
woman or a man or whatever else.
sure. But this episode is all about women,
Right.
and I want to get to know them.
Right. Oh,
Okay. So the
yes.
first question is that many people have this question. Many people. Why don't women make the first move?
I think that comes from a matter of judgment, like women are judged for making the first move, women are judged for not making the first move, and I don't completely agree that women do not make the first move. A lot of women do make the first move. A lot of them expect their partner to make the first move. It really is a matter of choice. It genuinely is a matter of choice, and maybe
But like most of them.
I wouldn't generalize so confidently. I
Man,
like I said, it's a matter of choice. I mean, somebody
sure.
might choose to make the first move, somebody might not. I think the same goes with a lot of men as well. Uh,
Yeah.
Men, see, like I said, it comes from a place of judgment, right? Like, if a woman
Sure.
makes the first move, you don't take very long before labeling her like, "Oh, she's fast," like, or "Oh, you know what, she's such a beep." Like,
Yeah.
she didn't think twice before making the first move, which If she hadn't made the first move, then you would go back and be like, dude, like we were together for so much time and she didn't even bother to make the first move. And it's just that women come from a place of receiving judgment at either ends. So no matter which side they sort of lean towards, they are going to be facing judgment. And I think a lot of women are like, ठीक है, पता है judgment तो होना ही है, at least move ना करके judge हो, rather than move भी करे और judge भी हो. So again, it's a matter of choice. I really don't know what goes on through any of their minds. I can only speak from a little bit of understanding that I have developed, and I really can't speak for anybody else, leave alone an entire community.
So you're saying if the world was not judgmental, then the women would
naturally. I think everything that we do or not do comes from that thinking, right? Like ये करेंगे तो लोग क्या बोलेंगे, वो करेंगे तो लोग क्या बोलेंगे. अगर लोगों ने बोलना ही बंद कर दिया, then you just end up doing what you want and not what the world wants you to do.
Maybe it's the same for the men, right?
Naturally, it's the same for everybody. Like I said, some things don't have to do with gender.
Sure. So the next question is, why do women friend zone guys? I'm asking a lot of stereotypical questions.
It's a choice.
These are very...
I mean, 99% of my answers will be it's a choice. Right, like if we feel that somebody, say there's a particular woman who feels like a particular man is best fit to be a friend, he's a friend. If she does not see the two of them in a potential relationship or in a potential casual or serious relationship, and all she wants to be with him is friends, then so be it. I want to ask, why is it so hard to accept it? You know? Why is it so hard to digest that somebody has friend zoned you? It's not a big deal.
Do you get friend zoned? Do women get friend zoned?
Naturally. Like, I'm sure I have...
You guys know it?
No, as in?
Like, you guys know, like, he's friend zoned me.
Yeah, I mean...
It's so obvious.
Yeah, it is pretty obvious. I mean, like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, I recently put out this thing where I said, why are male and female friendships still a taboo, right? And why can't a male and a female just be friends? So that will happen only when the two of them friend zone each other, right? And I myself know and have so many good male friends, and I know a lot of people whose closest friends, even at ages 30, 40, whatever, are people of the opposite gender. And I'm sure they didn't feel bad about getting friend zoned by each other. They found a friend for life. And I truly don't see the big deal in friend zoning. I think it's the most overused, overhyped phenomenon that exists. And it's sort of... So the problem, you know where the problem lies? When a girl is not exactly interested in a guy romantically or sexually or whatever, we refuse to be with them in that sort of comfort level. We're just how we are with everybody else, which is a friend. Like, somebody I meet on an everyday basis is a friend, right? Like, people who I go to college with are friends. So then we end up treating them like everybody else, which men or let's say in the past, people have labeled it as the friend zone, which I don't find to be a negative thing. But a lot of times, friend zone is equated to being rejected, right? And that's where I think the taboo around the whole friend zone arises. And even if that is the case, to reject or to accept is anybody's choice, right? So if I'm going out and asking out a guy and he rejects me, it's his choice. If he puts me in the friend zone, it's his choice. I can't be sore about being friend zoned and go and ask every guy on the planet, why do you guys friend zone girls? Because that's a whole lot of shit, in my opinion.
That's true. And I think, maybe boys hyped it more than they should.
It is indeed an overhyped zone, so to say.
On an average, how many thoughts run in women's head? Like, How many
Like
thoughts?
I said, I am not going to answer for anybody else, let alone a full community. It is not my place to answer
Sure.
for other women. For me, at any given point of time, there's going to be at least okay, at least
10.
10 is a small number. You're talking about me.
Oh.
You're talking about me. Okay, I'm a habitual overthinker and
Man.
yeah. So let's say 30.
Damn.
Okay, no, I might have exaggerated that a little bit there, but like you know how
You're thinking about this mic color now? You're thinking about this mic color
no,
now?
no. I'm thinking about
No.
the wire in my hand.
Oh, damn. Great.
Guilty is charged.
Great.
So I'll tell you what,
Great.
the empty mind is the workshop, the idle mind is the workshop of the devil, right? So every time, at least for me, I'm left alone with my thoughts, and this has absolutely nothing to do with my gender or with anything other than the past, other than
It's okay, Shreya. You can
my
admit it.
other than my personality and my 20 years of life. That is what shapes us as people, right? Our experiences, the people we meet, the people we're close to, that's what shapes us as people, not the gender you're born with or the family, or the religion you're born into. I mean, obviously there's a lot of other things attached to that, but for me personally, if I'm idle, if I'm sitting empty, then there's a lot of things from the past, from the future. There's a random song playing somewhere. I'm just
Interesting.
So that for me that's the case. I'm a typical. I don't know. I just think a lot.
So tell me 10 thoughts now. What are you thinking?
At the moment, I'm thinking about how messy my room is, because you're just saying this much. Okay, this is where I normally shoot. So everything behind that is a whole mess. So I'm thinking about that. I am thinking about my job and my work and everything. I'm thinking about. Okay, 10 might be an exaggeration. I can give you 3 or 4.
Sure.
But I'm mainly just thinking about the different elements that are in my room at the moment. I'm thinking why my room looks like this. I'm thinking about what I'm wearing. I'm thinking about if the shoot on my camera is coming out well. I'm thinking about a lot of things.
So, for me, like, women are the most beautiful human beings. Like, women are pretty beautiful, dude. Like, every woman, like, if they wash their hair, they're set. They're ready to go. Like, men,
I can't tell you. Is this going on video or on audio?
Yeah, it's going on video.
Oh, video, right. So then I don't have to tell people how much I'm cringing at this. They can see it.
You have to accept.
No, but go on.
Men do anything, they don't look beautiful. They're ugly. I say it on camera. They're ugly. Women are the most beautiful, and you have to accept it. My question
I
is...
beg to differ.
I beg
to differ.
Yeah, my question is...
Okay, go on.
Do you guys feel secure? Like, women feel insecure, or they're super secure? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure. No. See, I'm not going to generalize again. I'm going to speak for myself. Because see, there's different types of women. Okay, I've seen women who are extremely successful and extremely secure about how good they are at their jobs, but insecure about how they look. Or I've seen women who are extremely secular about how they look, but secure. I think I said secular. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Secure about how they look, but insecure about how they might perform, professionally. Some are secure about their personal lives. Some are insecure about their professional lives. It's different for everybody. For me, in person, I'm a 90% secure woman.
That's great.
It's little. I would say 94, 95 actually, because there'll be these little things that'll trigger me, but in the end, I'll know that it doesn't matter. So I think at the end of the day, that's what's important. And when it comes to like being secure of other women or insecure of other women, I think that's absolutely never happened. Touch wood, I'm proud to say this, but when I see a pretty woman, I think my natural instinct is to like smile at her or go tell her that she's absolutely stunning, or just appreciate her. I'll be like, dude, like look at, just nudge my friend and tell him or her like, dude, she's so pretty, look at her. I've never felt insecure about how someone looks, because I think that's just something that we're all born with, and nobody can do anything about it. So I don't see the point of making it look such a big issue.
Yeah.
And plus they fade away anyway. So.
Oh man, drop. They fade away. Okay.
I mean, they're bound to go one day.
Sure.
You can't.
Yeah. Sure.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Sure. Let's talk about attention. Okay. Girls, pretty women. Pretty women get a lot of attention. I feel really bad for them.
Okay.
I feel really bad for them. So
For who?
for the woman, the pretty woman, she's getting a lot of DMs. She's getting a lot of attention in her college. She's overwhelmed. I'm like, let's not waste her time.
Are you feeling
I'm
bad for
feeling
her
bad
or for
for
yourself?
her. I'm feeling bad for her, not me. She's so pretty.
It's coming across like you're feeling bad for yourself
No.
because you're just like, okay, she's too pretty. She has, she's probably out of my league. It's no
Dude.
point even trying. Like, why should I message her types? It's coming across like that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, she's out of my league, but she's getting a lot of attention. That's what I'm saying. So
Right,
what do you guys
right.
feel
And
about that,
your
Ash?
question.
What do you guys feel about that, Ash?
Oh,
Like everywhere you get
feel about attention. Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Sure,
I'm being honest,
sure.
it's uncomfortable.
That's
That's the end. That's the end point. Everybody enjoys it at one point. Like, thoda bahut.
Sure.
Like, your friends know you, your friends of friends know you. But at least for me, not like I've received a lot of attention. I'm not trying to say I get a lot of attention or whatever. I'm glad I do not get unwanted attention. All the attention I get and like to get is on my content and
Sure.
not on like other stuff. So thank heavens for that. But my point being that in the rare cases that you do get attention, in especially at like student events like fests or MUNs or I just feel uncomfortable. I'm just like, that's literally me.
Sure.
Right. And to be very honest, like,
But there are girls
if you're,
who enjoy it, right?
yeah, I mean,
Sure.
like I said, it's an individual perspective, but at one point, in my opinion, at one point, everything sort of loses control, na? If you're getting attention,
Yeah.
okay, and you keep enjoying it and encouraging it and enjoying it and encouraging it, one day it will reach a point where you're like, shit, that is way too much attention, because then the attention starts pouring in the negative way as well. So like have you heard this thing where you're not supposed to take your compliments too seriously?
Yeah.
When you start taking your compliments too seriously,
You start
that's when
believing
the
in
hate
them.
starts
Yeah.
coming. No, that's when the
Hate
hate starts coming in.
Okay.
That's true. And if you take your compliments seriously, then you will naturally take your hate seriously.
Yeah.
And I think the way to just don't take your compliments or your hate too seriously. This is another strategy that I follow, that if someone has to say something to me, they should give me a call and tell me about it.
Okay.
And if they don't have my number, then they're not important enough for their word to be taken seriously. Be it love or be it hate.
Okay.
So the ones who matter
We'll call you.
are the ones you should take seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll call you or they'll text you and tell you.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah. See, like I told you, every girl is different, and anybody you interact or interview with is going to be different. They're going to have a different perspective, a different take on all of these things. So let's not generalize.
Yeah.
I think that should be the motto for 2020. Let's not generalize.
So, what are your views on the representation of women in cinema? You watch films, Bollywood or Tollywood?
Surprisingly, I have done a panel on this.
Wow.
If you scroll down my Instagram to January, or if you happen to go through Times of India, on the 1st of January 2020, the Times of India, the main newspaper, sort of featured, had panelists and stuff who spoke about this, and I was one of them. We shot it like a week before that. On the 1st, we were in the newspapers where we spoke about things that we would like to see changing in 2020. And I surprisingly and ironically, actually, because we should be bringing this up, spoke about
2020.
the representation of women in media, especially films. And I believe that It's just sad. There's no other word to describe it. It's just sad.
What
It's
made you say that?
unfortunate, and I. So you see how women, okay, of late things have been getting better, but not until very long ago, women were often. So there's this concept called the male gaze. Okay, and what happens? What male gaze basically means is that um, is when you look at anything from a male's perspective. In specific, we're talking about women and women's bodies and women's activities. So even the poster of a very normal, let's say like a perfume. It's a perfume for men, about men, for a men's odor, but it contains two women just climbing onto him or just groping him,
Yeah.
whatever, right? And that is unfortunate, right? So when everything is projected through a male gaze or a very predatory gaze, so to say. I'm not equating men and males and predators. Please don't take me wrong. But when everything is projected from that sort of a gaze, naturally, women are reduced to objects. Women are reduced to sexual entities. Women are reduced to short clothes and dumb rich girls, or just item numbers, right? They until not very long ago they were not giving pivotal roles. They were not given equal pay. There was not many women working behind the camera,
Yeah.
right? Like most directorial teams, most crew
True.
is mainly made up of men, and there is just lack of representation behind and on front of in front of the camera, and that's exactly the sort of thing that I would like to uh, change about the representation of women in media. Say, for example, there's a song about weddings, okay? Weddings.
Sure.
Absolutely nothing. There's a wedding happening in a Bollywood movie, and there's a song about weddings, and everybody's dancing. The female lead is wearing what a lot of us would wear at a wedding, which is probably a half sari or a ghagra or something. And they're dancing, which is also what happens at weddings. And out of nowhere, there'll be a shot of her waist or her uh, hip area. It's like a close up,
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
like a close up of her waist or her hip area for absolutely no reason. Like, tell me, how is that related to the wedding song that you're shooting?
Sure.
Right, like it's just unfortunate the sort of things they do. Women are not given pivotal roles. Women are given supporting roles. Big movies are written only with men in mind.
Yeah.
It's all about the patriarch of the film. It's all about the male leads. Women are almost always in supporting roles, and yeah, that is sad. Obviously, now we've seen things changing,
Yeah.
but in a year you'll see like one female-oriented movie, one, two max.
Maybe it's
And you'll see
changing.
like
It's changing. It's coming to like
yeah,
5,
you'll
6.
see like 30 male-oriented movies. For example, we've seen like two female cop movies, which was I think Priyanka Chopra played one
Yeah, Kachu.
once, if I'm not wrong. I think I'm
No.
wrong.
Oh,
Rani Mukherjee played
yeah,
one.
Rani Mukherjee.
In both like a two series film, and that did extremely well. If I'm not wrong, another female actress has played played a cop in a film,
Okay.
but that's about it, right? But when you talk about male cops, right, like male cops in films in Bollywood,
Rohit Shetty
I'm
alert.
talking about Rohit Shetty himself has like four. So there is Amitabh Bachchan,
Yeah.
who's been known for his portrayal of
Sure.
cops. There is Ajay Devgan. There is Ranveer Singh. There's Akshay Kumar, who's latest to join that bandwagon.
Sure.
Salman Khan. All the big ones have played all the big cops. Where are the women? Because in the end, when we see cops on let's accept it. So when we see something on the screen for long enough, we expect our reality to be like that.
Yeah.
So if we see
True.
more cops, more female cops, more female doctors, more female successful independent characters on screen, we will start finding them, accepting them, acknowledging them more in real life as well.
Yeah,
So
that's true. And it has to change.
it has to change.
So on July 12th, you tweeted this. Have you ever had a haunting experience as a female every single day? Why and what made you say that?
Okay. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I was watching Breathe into the Shadows on Amazon Prime. If anyone's looking to sponsor this video, Amazon Prime, you should do this right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But yes, I was watching Breathe into the Shadows on Amazon Prime, and so the very first scene starts off with this girl walking home,
Hmm.
and the setting, that the whole scene is shot as though it's a horror film. Okay, the whole scene is shot where sort of directional skills that are used in a horror film, reduced lighting, minimal lighting, shots of just her eyes, a lot of fear.
Yeah,
She's stopping and looking around again and again, the sort of stuff that we see in horror
yeah,
films. And what happened was that she was kidnapped.
yeah.
So the portrayal of, coming back to films, the portrayal of, and I would say the apt portrayal of getting kidnapped for a lonely girl on a lonely street by a man, and is equivalent to a real life horror experience, right? For me as a woman, horror is not just the supernatural, but it is very much what is also happening in the real life,
Yeah,
right? And like, even for me, I mean, I'm less scared of the ghosts under my bed than I am of the ghosts out on the street. I mean,
yeah.
I think I'm safer. If someone tells me there's a ghost in my room and there's a murder on the street, I would rather stay with the ghost in my room than the murder on the
Oh
street.
man, I'm sad.
Right. And I'm saying murderer, and I'm saying murderer for the sake of uh, not making things uncomfortable. I'm talking
Yeah,
about things way worse.
yeah, I understand. Oh, that was heavy.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is that every day we come across this, a thing where you're like, if you walk by a street every day, okay, and there's this random pani puri wala who stares at you every single day. There will be a day when you're like, you know what, should I just avoid that street? Should I just take the other
Man.
street? Or if you're driving back home late at night after work and you're just like, I know a shortcut, let me just take that. But you're just like, no, if I take that, I could fall into trouble.
Mm.
The kind of things that you avoid in a haunted situation is basically what we face every day in life. So yeah, as a girl, I face a haunting situation every day.
I'm really sad about this. So on July 3rd, you tweeted, ladies, I actually added this to my story on Instagram. So, ladies,
Oh, you did. That's sweet of you. Thank you.
yeah, ladies, if he's on your speed dial, drives you around, brings you food, respects you, he's not your boo, he's your driver. What happened here?
Okay,
What
so
happened?
I'll tell you what happened. So, every content that I piece of content that I create, every tweet that I put out, everything has a background, okay,
Yeah,
which is most often something I watch, or something I have, or some conversation that I've had, or something I've read. This came after a conversation with my best friends, my girlfriends from college, and so, like, with the lockdown and everything, we were on a video call, just catching up for the month, discussing what's up with everybody and all of that.
fun.
And we started talking about how we used to hang out we used to hang out, and when we were younger, and none of us were driving,
Sure.
one of my friends' driver used to take us around. Okay.
Okay.
And so we were just talking about how we used to go on drives in first year of college, but like, he was driving, right? Like, none of us were driving, he was driving. And he's like, and we started talking about how he has, sort of been so important, because he used to be the one who used to, take us out. Technically, he used to
Yeah,
take us out,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
He used to drive us.
yeah.
And wherever we wanted to go, whenever we wanted to go, because my college is open late. And whenever we were free, like, my friend used to just give him a call, like, hey, dude, just come, let's go. Like, just come, we're going out. And he used to come, and we all used to go out. So that used to happen very often.
Okay. Oh, that made
So
you.
I sort of built a comparison about how most people do that with their boyfriends. They're like, hey babe, I'm free, like, you wanna hang out. But when you're in a girls' college and you have a certain lifestyle, you do not do that. You just call your driver and hang out with your girl buddies. And that's the tweet that, and this is a very regular format, very common format where people are like, if so, then not this.
Yeah.
So then I was like, if he's on your speed dial, if he drives you around, if he also like, if he ever had to order food, we used to tell him like, hey, while coming, just pick up this food for us, and like we used to pay him when he came or whatever. So he was a really nice guy, and
Does he know this?
Shout out to Prem. Prem,
you're awesome.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, so that used to happen. So I was like, so I exaggerated a little more than what it was.
It's funny.
And I put it out, yeah.
Shout out to Prem. And
shout out to Prem.
So the next question and the last question, what are the things that men should do and should not do according to women?
You have to give me your context. Like in the office, in college, in school, in a relationship, what are we talking about?
Like in general, like boys do this continuously, or you have observed a pattern and you don't like it.
Okay, once again, I'm not going to generalize. A lot of guys don't do these things. A lot of guys do these things. A lot of women do not like it. A lot of women do like it. I'm going to speak for myself.
Sure.
So, one thing is don't keep DMing a girl if she's not even replied. So there's a lot of people who DM, right? And most DMs normally go to your others folder, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to accept the request. So if you've messaged her once, him or her, okay, even if it's a man that you're messaging, if you've messaged them once and they haven't replied, it only means that, they don't want to reply, right? Because you automatically get a notification that someone is trying to send you a text. So if you want to respond to the text, they would have done it the first time. You do not have to keep pestering. Hi. No. No. Do not do that.
That's true.
Second thing, be respectful. If someone tells, hey, please don't message me again, or hey, I don't find your messages comfortable, please refrain. Just back off. Just have the decency, the dignity to just back off. I think that's the thing any person would do, man, woman, any other gender, any sexuality, they would do that, right?
That's actually
if when you've been told in clear words to back off, you back off.
Yeah.
Third thing, don't crack jokes that you don't find inappropriate, right? If you say something that you find appropriate and funny, but the subject of the joke does not find that appropriate or funny, then you have no right to crack it. You have no right to call them out for saying, hey, you're just unfunny, you don't have a sense of humor, I'm just cracking a joke. No, if you crack the joke about me and I'm not comfortable with it, I expect you to change your ways, stop doing that, and apologize for the same. So if you're telling me, hey Shreya, your hair's so messy, a bird could make a nest in it. And I'm probably just not in the mood for that joke, or I just don't feel you're close enough to be saying such a thing to me. I'm just gonna be like, dude, that wasn't funny. And you're supposed to be like, oh, I meant it as a joke, but if it was offensive, I'm really sorry. It's that simple.
But common sense is so rare.
It was a joke, dude. Like, you don't have humor, dude. You're not funny, dude. No, just no. Like, no, that is low-key verbal bullying, and that is something that I'm not okay with.
Man, a lot of...
And again, this is not just for men, even a lot of women do that, so they should stop. One thing that men specifically should stop doing is making a big deal about menstruation, periods, jumps, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's no big deal, it's very normal, it's not gross at all. It's red, not blue, and it is completely normal, so let's stop making a big deal about it.
I think it's normalized, no?
Not really, also see, normalization doesn't just mean that, if I tell you, hey, I'm on my period, you don't do on my face. That is not normalization.
Who does that?
I think okay, there have been people who've done that as kids or whatever. My point being, normalization should include a sense of, understanding, right? Like, if I'm telling you that I'm on my period, I to understand to have some knowledge about it. Like, don't be ignorant towards it. Like, I know a lot of people, a lot of guys, 22, 23-year-olds, older than me, who don't exactly know what happens or how it happens just because they haven't had enough female interaction or whatever. But I feel like if you're going to spend so much time searching every absolute piece of shit on the internet, you can spend 10 minutes finding something, finding some information about your core beings.
Yeah.
So I think normalization includes education and not just not puking on my face if I tell you I'm on my face.
Man, who does that?
I'm sure a lot of people do.
So you have any questions for me? I think you don't.
Why? I do lots of questions.
Man.
Why do you think it's okay for you to generalize women? Why do you think it's okay for you to come up and say, I want to know this from women, and not directly ask the person that you have this question from? So if you have, if someone has friend-zoned you, you walk up to them and tell them, hey, I kind of like you, but seems like your friend-zoned me, which is okay because that's your choice. But you let me know if there's anything I can change about myself that will make me a more likable person. That's the way you do it. You don't go on a podcast and ask one single person why everybody else is friend-zoning men, because that's not how it's done.
You burned me right now.
I did. Please put that in the footage.
Yeah.
See, we're savage like that. So you don't mess with the wrong women. You don't mess with anybody. Just anybody. Just don't.
I don't mess with women generally. That's why I don't know much about
after
them.
After this you won't.
So it was wonderful having you on my show.
It was wonderful being here, Sooraj.
I hope you have fun.
This was way too much fun. This is the most fun I've had in a very, very long time. So thank you so much for having me. And I hope this comes out soon, and I can't wait to watch it. And yeah, just thank you to everybody who's watching this. Thank you for having me. And yeah, you know the drill. Go check out my Instagram.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye. It was wonderful having Shreya on the first episode of the Wannabe show. Please follow Shreya on Instagram and Twitter. I'll leave a link in the description. And also, if you guys liked this episode, please hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sooraj Matta. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can listen to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher Radio. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.